Sunita, for those words. And you hit upon a very important concept that we wanted to share a little bit later on with you, the idea of student mentors. Because the good news is that the students who got trained in the second year, they're not going anywhere. So the next 2 years, they're there. So they can help. It's not that they will replace the teachers, but the scope of being able to scale within your own organization is more if you have the student mentor, and if you have the ability to have some kind of compensation or some scheme by which they are motivated to actually do this. Most students, if they are excited about what they're doing, they want to share. So that itself is a wonderful thing. And there we suggest a ratio of 1:5 mentoring. So we have these formats so that we don't want a student to forget about academics and start concentrating only on mentoring and go haywire on that part. So we again set some norms. So basically we have norms, but on a case-by-case basis, we can always look at individuals and see how to take it forward, etc. So that's where it all goes. Okay? So, any questions at this point? So the principal or the director, whoever is the approved signatory for any MOUs, that would be the thing. In different colleges, it appears that sometimes it is the principal, sometimes it is the director. So you know in your college that you can sign, right?
I thank Sandhya Garu for clarifying those doubts. We also have a question answer session at 12:45 to 1. So if other questions come along, or if you have other questions, there is more time for you to ask those questions also. And in the afternoon also, we'll be breaking up into teams. So any specific questions that are raised, you can jot it down. So that is a platform you can use to raise any more questions that you will have. Okay, so now I invite Sunita Reddy, our senior program manager. She joined us as a program manager to manage the CIT program. And prior to that, she was with Synopsys as a senior design consultant. And she has over 17 years of experience in VLSI industry, both in India and in US. Okay, so now I invite her to take the dais.
Anytime a team member is involved, I have to say a few words of my team member, right? So Sunita worked with me over 15 years back in a startup that I had. So that's, and she worked just a couple years with me at that time. We've been in touch over the years. She's worked in the US and in India. And she's come and visited early in the year and said, Sandhya, I think I'm wasting my life in Synopsys. This is where I want to be. And so here she is, trying to take on the challenge of implementing STEP at the colleges where it is so difficult. That last mile problem is a last 99 mile problem. And that is what each and every member of my team sitting at the back, they're all working with the colleges. They know the pain. So over to Sunita.
Thank you, Sandhya. Thank you, Lakshmi, for the introduction. So I'll be, I see a lot of question marks here. So do you have any doubts? Like do you understand the program already? Or I think you're, any questions? So I just want to set your expectations, right, before you sign up. And I think for every solution there will be, every problem there will be a solution. So I'm going to go over some of the challenges that we have seen in this program and how we solved those challenges. So first, let me talk about how STEP is implemented. So student is our focus, right? We want to enhance the quality of their education, so they become employable. So they're capable of doing their job and not only getting the employment, but also sustain there. It's very difficult to sustain in that industry. So here the student is our focus, and management, mentors, and enhanced EDU all have equal role in making that success. So I can actually go over the roles and responsibilities of the management. It's actually, we have some step guidelines. We have put our roles and responsibilities of each and every stakeholder in this guidelines. If you follow the guidelines, and there is another thing called start green and stay green. That's a process. We have process and guidelines. If you follow those two, step will be a success in your college. So the management have to provide, ensure a proper workload is provided to the mentors. So we are expecting you to give them about 20 hours of college workload. So they can focus 20 hours. We want 20 hours of step workload for them. And also the time slots. You should give 8 to 10 hours of time slots to the step, and provide infrastructure and transportation facilities if the program is outside your college hours. And also motivate the students. A lot of times, we see students getting demotivated because it's not part of the academics, right? So it is your responsibility, management's responsibility, to motivate the students, talk to the students, find what are the issues. And follow the step guidelines, and also monitor the program. So you are going to put in a lot of time and effort into this. So we need that. Without that, we cannot progress in this program. And also the mentors have some roles and responsibility here. So we need a 1:10 ratio, right? And the mentor's job is to help the student. If they have any questions, they have to give them a hint, not tell them the answers, so that the students start thinking on their own and come up with a solution. And they have to give continuous feedback. So we have this formative assessment and summative assessments. The formative assessments, where the student will work on the tasks. So they have a content, they go through the content, it's like videos and audio and PPTs and all that. And then at end of the content, they have to solve some problems and upload those tasks. And it's mentor's responsibility to evaluate those tasks so that they can give continuous feedback to the student. So that will help them to do the summative assessment, final assessment. So the final assessments are done by Enhanced EDU is doing. We have a set of mentors from Enhanced EDU helping the students too. So what we do is we come to the colleges. We do college visits once a month and have a bi-weekly Skype calls with the students and the management and the mentors to monitor the progress. And if there is any motivation problems, we talk to the students, and one-on-one basis, sometimes one-on-one, we have to really talk and find out what's the problem. So we have found a lot of problems they have faced, and we have resolved those problems. So our job, Enhanced EDU coordinator's job, is to make sure the program is running and staying green. Actually, this is the way it works. First, we come to your colleges. Once this teacher training program is done, we'll come to your colleges. The teachers are trained and they go back to their colleges. We come to your college, give orientations to the students. First part is orientation. So we generate enough interest in the students. And the interested students we cannot take all of them, right? So if you send like 5 faculty, we can only offer this program to 50 of your students. So if 100 people are interested, so we have to conduct some screening test. So we conduct a screening test and filter 50 of them, and then offer that program to those 50 students. Then starts the implementation. Implementation is like runs in those mentoring, monitoring, and evaluation. It's all part of the implementation. That's it. They're all interlinked. So like I said, we'll be monitoring the